So before you say anything, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, that looks weird. And I would say, the fragrance bottle's a bit strange as well. You know what? You're at a John Legg fragrance review, probably a fragrance channel like no other channel, because this is me, a regular guy with a massive passion for fragrances and a massive collection of fragrance. And you know what? My dream is to share them with you. So I really appreciate your visit because you are helping me to live my dream. Right, now, you know, if you've been here before, you don't normally hear me talking about the packaging. The packaging to me is completely irrelevant. As long as it arrives safe and as long as the thing on the top squirts the stuff onto your skin, that's all I'm bothered about. But this needs discussing. Okay, now, when I first saw it, probably like you, I'm thinking, what are those black balls in the fragrance? And I'm like, first of all, I thought, oh no, how's that got in there? And then I realised there's actually a reason behind these. I sat there and I kind of worked it out. My scientific brain kicked in and I was like, I think I know what this is. This is unbelievable. I've got to be serious for this because this is weird technology which Lattafa, and it is a Lattafa, have rolled out in a humble fragrance. Okay, so you know if you want to know which way north is, you get your smartphone out, you put the compass on, and whichever way you're standing, the arrow will point to the north. This is unbelievable because these balls, and it doesn't matter which way up the bottle is, these balls are earth balls. They will always point towards the earth. Okay, so you have a situation, you're a little bit disorientated, not entirely sure what's going on. You hold your fragrance bottle up, and it doesn't matter whether you've got it on its side, upside down, whatever. This will always show you which way the earth is. And you're going to go like me, this is kind of technology. This is crazy raw technology. You don't have to download an app. You don't have to scan a QE thing code. You don't have to do anything. It just happens. And I have tried it so many times. This technology is absolutely flawless. It works so consistently. And I don't really think it matters whether you're in the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, whether you're on the equator. This technology works. And all right, say for example you need to know which way the earth is, literally just hold your bottle up and there you go, the balls point to the earth. I cannot, like you, I'm thinking, wow, Lattafa have rolled out this technology in this humble fragrance that cost £15 for 100 ml. I'm guessing a lot of other manufacturers are going to follow suit with this crazy earth ball technology. And you're going to say, Leggy, you've actually blown my head apart with this description of the bottle and its technology. What about the fragrance, you're going to say? Okay. Yeah, fragrance is pretty good. You want a lot more than that, don't you? Okay. So, there are two potential downsides to this fragrance, and we'll come to those in a moment. When I first smelt it, I thought, oh, that's a nice sort of creamy rose sort of fragrance, but I wasn't entirely sure about the rose. So what did I do? I got the trusty Lattafa instruction manual out, which you get in a lot of their fragrances. And I found it and I was like, here we go. So at the top, you've actually got a beautiful sort of fruity orange. It's a creamy orange note. In the middle, you've got a couple of florals. The one that you're going to smell is the jasmine, a nice sort of smooth jasmine, very sweet, okay? And at the bottom, you've got a splash of vanilla, you've got a splash of tonka, and you've got some beautiful musk. And I tell you what, as a fragrance put together, it's kind of quite different to everything else, and it's an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. Okay, it really is stunning. 100 ml, £15, eBay. Okay, what's the downside? The first downside is that, seriously, the name of it, I really am struggling with this. When I first saw it, I thought, you know what, they have blindfolded someone, put them in front of a keyboard and said, just type some random letters and that will be the name. Okay, I'm going to really struggle with this one, but I will attempt it. Right, okay, so I believe it is said EKHTIARI. Okay, I can feel the messages and the comments coming in saying leggy. Nothing like, but maybe I'm sort of semi-close. EKHTIARI. Right, okay. What's the other downside? Here we go. It is a very, what most guys would say, a feminine leaning fragrance. Okay, you know on this channel, with me, I don't care about that sort of thing. To me, I see every fragrance as unisex. And my logic is two things. If you, the wearer, enjoy the smell, if it works good on your skin, then jolly well just wear it. Don't care about what people say as to whether you can or can't wear it. I'm going to say that this is marketed as unisex, and I'm perfectly happy with it being unisex. But here we are. I will warn you, I've taken it to work, and there was only one guy out of all the guys there who said, you know what, that's nice, you know, I'd wear that. They all said it's nice, but they all said they'd like to smell it on the wife, on the partner, on the girlfriend, the mistress, whatever. Okay, so I will be upfront with you. I will be very honest with you and say, unless you are a confident guy wearing a potentially female leaning fragrance, this isn't for you. This is not a manly, ultra sort of alpha male fragrance. It is not. It is a very delicate, it is a very fruity, it is a very vanilla-y, it is a very musky fragrance. It is an absolutely beautiful fragrance. And if you can overcome the fear that you might have of a feminine sort of fragrance, then do it. Okay, I was wearing it earlier and I was washing the car. And my next door neighbour, she opened her front door and she was asking me a question about something. And so I went to answer the question. And she said, oh, John, what are you wearing? And I told her what it was. And she went, I like that. And I gave her a spray. Now, she didn't sort of say, you know what, you're wearing a weird sort of fragrance for a guy. She just accepted it on me. And that's what happens. If you, as a guy, confidently wear it, then it's just accepted. Okay, it is a very delicate sort of fragrance, but go for it, guys. Okay. But I say, if you're looking for an alpha male fragrance, don't go here at all. Right. If you're brave, though, try it. Now, let me tell you that the performance is above Lattafa's average. You know, okay, I'll be honest with you, Lattafas are all good performers. Some of them sort of fire off and do massive sort of projection within the first couple of hours and then dip down to a skin scent. The majority of Lattafas, though, for about an hour and a half, they project quite nicely, and then maybe for another sort of, well, up to sort of 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, you get like a decent scent bubble around you. This one, I'm going to say, is above Lattafa's average. This is possibly one of the bestest, better Lattafas that I've got in terms of performance. Okay, on my skin, my average non-oily, non-dry, sort of Anglo-Saxon kind of skin, this gives me a very large scent bubble for about 6 hours. Okay, and it trails off me and people comment on it every time I wear it. Okay, so what are we going to say about this fragrance? Let's just summarize. And someone sent me a comment recently and said, can you give like a marks out of 10? Okay. Performance, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. The performance is kind of flawless. It smashes a lot of designer fragrances. Value for money, I'm going to say, because of its performance, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Now the smell, this is a really awkward one. I would give it a 9 out of 10 if you're prepared to wear it confidently as a guy. But a lot of guys are just going to go, okay, majority of guys are going to go leggy. It is just too feminine leaning. So I'd give it a 9 out of 10 in terms of its actual composition, in terms of the fact that it's quite unique, quite different and quite beautiful. And as for the packaging, with these earth balls, man, it's about a 15 out of 10. Right. Now, I have no script or anything. I have no idea when I first start a fragrance review. And I get to the end and I think, have I told them everything? Have I told them everything they need to know? All right, okay. If I haven't, please forgive me and please drop me a comment and sort of ask me a question and I'll do my utmost to answer it. There's also something down there. It's got like a little thumb. So if you would kindly click on that, give it a thumbs up. And if you would consider a subscription, that would be awesome. And I'd love you to come back again. And in the meantime, please stay safe. Please spray fragrance every single day. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.